Welcome to Helltown, Ohio. Nestled within the Cuyahoga Valley, this seemingly ordinary town harbors a dark and mysterious past. Helltown, once known as Boston, Ohio, was the center of a government acquisition in the 1970s. The National Park Service claimed the land for the creation of the Cuyahoga Valley National Park. Legends and eerie tales soon emerged, shrouding Helltown in mystery. One infamous story revolves around a supposedly haunted school bus abandoned in the woods. Some claim that the place known as the end of the world is the site of sinister rituals. The government buyout led to the forced eviction of residents. Several properties were left abandoned, giving rise to rumors of chemical spills and contaminated homes. The only structure that still remains is this barn located at 6350 Stanford Road. It sits today as a ghostly reminder of the town's past. Right in the center of town lies an old church, said to be the site for occult practices. Its desolate appearance and eerie aura fuel the town's haunted reputation. Although the church is actually located in the adjacent town of Peninsula, Ohio, it is still considered to be the home of these strange occult practices. Despite efforts to debunk the legends, Helltown continues to draw in curious visitors and paranormal enthusiasts. Some believe the area holds supernatural energy, while others dismiss it as folklore and urban legend. Whether you believe in its haunted history or not, Helltown, Ohio remains a place where fact and legend blur, leaving behind an enduring mystery that captivates all who dare to explore its shadowy past. Perhaps we'll never truly know the source of these legends, as Helltown's former residents have seemingly disappeared along with the town's past. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the enigmatic tales of Helltown, Ohio. Remember, sometimes the truth is stranger than fiction.
A lot of people that come out here don't like Joe Biden, I'll say that.
Imagine paying 26 cents for a gallon of gas. Holy cow. And for the pure and premium, it's 29 cents. Wow. Can you even imagine? So we're at the MD Garage gas station. This is one of the few remaining buildings left here in Helltown. Still works. 35. Oh, huh. Where's the end of it? Does it actually turn on? That would be awesome. Yeah. For diesel, it was 38 cents, so just in case you needed your diesel.
I don't know if there's any ghost stories around the paper mill.
It's cool.
It's just kind of cool to see that this has been here since, like, how old is Helltown?
18 stuff in the
1800s.
Yeah.
So this is the old paper mill. This would have been where everybody...
So right here at the paper mill that we're at right now, this would have been basically where all the town worked. This would have been probably what kept the town running.
So I have no idea what any of this stuff really does. Obviously the paper would just kind of slide through here.
The other
I
side.
wonder if there were ever any accidents here, like if someone died.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like got stuck in between here while it was making paper.
Probably like, I don't know about like a whole person, but probably like body parts.
Yeah.
It's missing a little cover. That's what it's
Actually moving. Oh wow, everything's falling apart back here.
Yep. Definitely paper.
I'm honestly a little surprised. I know we're right off the towpath,
Yeah.
but I'm a little surprised that like homeless people don't like. Yeah, because you know people come back here and like there aren't any homeless people that would use this as a structure. Touch it.
Gonna die in
This
3
doesn't
days.
look that old, does it?
No, not
Not
really.
as old as the rest of the crap.
There's just like a little rust at the bottom, but it's like brand spanking new.
A little bit more graffiti in here, upside down cross, so you know, of course we need that for it to be satanic. This looks like a feeding trough maybe. Yeah, this looks like where they would have kept some food. Oh man, something just hit me. Oh, it's just a chain. What's this? So is this what they like had the animals on and then they would hook them onto this track and bring them back and forth. This looks like it might have been an exit at one point. This looks like something that could be, you know, that could be something. I don't know. The heck was that? Okay. That was weird. That was freaky, man. It sounded like something being drugged. That was weird. I don't want to see if somebody's out here. On this road with like no lights on. And, you know, my lights kind of shined on, and you can't see it on the GoPro footage, but you can hear me say like hey to him. And he just like totally acted like I wasn't even there, you know, just kind of looked at me and didn't say nothing. There's this creepy dude walking up here. He's got no lights, and he's just walking up here.
He parked right next to us.
He parked next to us, and he's just walking out here with no lights.
Problem, but it's just like the fact that he's walking up here with zero lights.
Yeah, it's weird, man. Reflecting up there so you can see him up there. So maybe he's one of the cultists and stuff that are out here.
Bro would not be surprised. He's walking out here with a hood on, no lights.
And I want to make sure this dude isn't like hiding somewhere out here. I don't want it to hurt somebody. Maybe they just kind of come out here to see what's what, you know? Maybe that was one of them. I don't know. I wish I got him on camera. And I know that some of you are going to be like, are you crazy? I can take care of it. So you can probably definitely see him now. I think he kind of looked like it could be the same dude, you know? I don't know though. So at least you know it wasn't lying now. I even got on the park survey what the plans were for the park. And so it looked like they actually wanted to keep the barn, the structure intact to preserve it. I don't know if they cared about the back barn, but they wanted to keep this red one and preserve it. And you can see that they were making efforts to do that. But people and they had it locked up. I think people probably just kept breaking in. You can tell they've given up. Anyone is planning on coming out to Helltown and seeing the last remaining structure out here, you better do it quick, because I don't think this is going to be here much longer. I think it's the BBC boys' fault. That's who I'm going to blame it on. But you know, people just come in here and they've just graffitied and graffitied and graffitied, and I think that honestly, you know, I feel like the floor is pretty solid, but then you've got a hole like right here. You know, that's definitely not up to code. Point is I think they're just waiting to demolish this. This is gone. Because this is all this is good for now. Is people come out here and just kind of spray paint. There's the BBC boys again. You know, I think that we just got to blame them. Look at her. Yeah, I don't really want to climb up there. Just wanted y'all to see that noise. I swear it came from out here. It was right when I mentioned this thing. You know, I don't know. Now that we know that dude was out here somewhere, I don't know what he was doing, and he obviously came back after I left the barn, so he wanted to be out here. We should stick to the right. I feel like it's higher ground. Yeah, it's definitely higher ground to the right. You know, I actually did hear a cool story. see anything looking at me. Let's walk that way. Kind of feel like something's like paralleling me right now. But even when I heard that noise over there earlier, I didn't get any eye shine. What are usually like if a deer or anything moves, it'll stop and look at you. And whatever this is, and it's kind of got me thinking human because I didn't get any eye shine and I wouldn't see a human looking back at me. Animal, absolutely. But I feel like something's paralleling me right now as I walk through the fields. And the camera does that. I just kind of get the distinct feeling that I'm being followed. Something up there. Saw some movement. It's the coyotes. Yeah. So maybe we should head back to the safety of the bar. Both times I've been out here, there's been somebody just walking out here, you know, checking things out, I guess. I don't know. Coming out here to sit. It's weird. It's not like they were walking on the trails or anything. So we're at the end of the world. I don't see any cultists or serial killers. But I'm gonna have to change my battery out while we're sitting here up here at the end of the world. So if something happens to me, I guess we'll never know. You'll never know because this video never got uploaded. What do I think actually happened out here? I think that in 1974, I think that's when it was, 74, the government declared eminent domain over this land because they wanted to make a national park here. I don't think there was any conspiracy because of a chemical spill or that there was any kind of secret government activity going on here or anything like that. I think it was simply put that the government just thinks that they can do whatever they want. And so they said, hey, we want this area. We don't care that you've had a town here since 1805 or whatever it is. We don't care. That's not our problem. And so what happened is they declared eminent domain. Now, they began the process of claiming the land and kicking everyone out. That took longer than expected, I think. They were really mad. I mean, as you would be. And then they basically, someone fought for the people that used to live here, and they said, hey, you guys can't do that. And they fought against the government, you know, and took them to court and everything. And they found out that the government actually seized this land illegally, purchased this land illegally because of the way they went about it. And so they had to offer these people the opportunity to buy some of their land back. Well, by the time that came about, what happened is that basically they had already begun tearing some of the houses down. So there's nothing to come back to. And so a lot of the houses just sat empty. This is where I think things kind of get a little spicy. You know, when these people had to leave, and where I think all these legends and whatever come in, you know. And I can't blame them for doing this. I'm not saying this is exactly what happened, but I feel like this is what happened. The people that they kicked out, because you can't find anyone who used to live here back when all that happened. You can't find anybody. It's like they just disappeared. You know, and you can't tell me that like their kids or whatever don't sit there and talk about it or, you know, whatever. Or didn't know about it, but it's like they just disappeared. So I think what happened, kind of like Roanoke, you know. But what I say happened is the townspeople began to spread these rumors, right? you know, and can't you see it, you know? But you do the same thing, man. I don't care what you say, you do the same thing. Oh yeah, there's serial, because it doesn't make any sense. There's no proof that any of this ever happened. And you know, this serial killer killed all these kids, and yeah, they murdered a whole busload of kids and the bus driver, you know. Doesn't make any sense. But you know, and then what else? Oh yeah, the cemetery's haunted, and this is kind of a dumb story. This reminds me of Rogues Hollow. The trees move, you know. The trees move at night, and there's this ghost figure that sits on a bench, and there's no bench, you know. I'm not trying to be, you know, like down in all the legends and everything, but I just don't see that this place is spooky or haunted. Or I do like that there's old graves, like this one literally just says father and mother. Robert Mills, is he 1854? Okay, so I found a spot here to park for a second to gather my thoughts. Like, I just came out of the cemetery. It's right around the corner. I'm sitting in front of the Boston Mills Ski Resort. This does not seem like an abandoned town to me. It seems like they're doing a lot of work around here to make this into a tourist trap. And coming out of the cemetery, I guess that's kind of what I wanted to say, is that it seems to me like they are doing everything they can to distance themselves from, you know, Helltown. Maybe there used to be, I don't know, can't prove that, but again, sounds very fantastical and made up. All right, so the satanic churches. And this is pretty genius too, actually. So if you're going to ruin a town, especially back then, the church was like the foundation of that town. And they kind of went after both of the churches, you know, like both a Catholic church there, the Mother of Sorrows, and another church said, oh, they're satanic there, you know, they're satanic churches, and the cult runs the whole town, you know. Steps of the Mother of Sorrows church, the satanic church. This is a Roman Catholic church. Now, I thought that Catholic churches were supposed to be open all the time. I don't really want to go in. I don't think the church is haunted. I'm not gonna bother these people. I just wanted to show you that I actually am here. So, yeah. There you go, Mother of Sorrows. And I think that all that stuff just kind of fed on itself, you know? And it just became bigger than life. Because if you think about the python, get out of here, man. I mean, a python couldn't survive in Ohio weather. It probably escaped from a traveling circus or something like that. I don't know. You know, the people really resented the government for doing that. And so they made up all these stories. The people that used to live here just kept spreading these rumors and spreading all these fantastical lies, because there's just too much going on out here. You know, pick one of them and make that be your, like, man, yeah, you know. And it's nothing to keep the whole satanic thing going. That's just about everywhere. But it's all but gone. The only evidence of that is a few pentagrams in the barn. You know, and that's just kids coming out and being kids and spray painting and stuff, you know. So I think that's what happened. I think that it's starting to die, though, because you can tell that this town, Boston, wants nothing to do with those legends. They want them to disappear, to the point where they gate up their cemetery at night to keep people from coming in. They've closed this road. They've torn everything down. It's actually quite beautiful out here if you were to want to come out here and hike. There was a couple things that happened tonight were a little shady. You know, we're walking down that field. I felt like something was kind of following me or whatever, but that was probably my imagination. It's probably what we're going to discover. I think most of the time you don't run into anything, but I think that this is so cool. The town, the legend, and I wanted to personally just be able to say that I came and I checked it out, and it wasn't up to what I thought it would be, but I'm still glad I came, you know, because now I can say that I got to see this, the last kind of remnants of everything before they tore it down, you know. I would still encourage people to come out here, but not necessarily for Helltown. I think I've probably did a pretty decent job of explaining away
where all the urban legends came from.